Hey everybody, welcome back to Everyman Prepping. And this is a video, another news update on what's going on in the world because things are changing so rapidly. Almost have to do these almost every day, try to keep you up to date on everything that is happening. We've got diplomats from all kinds of countries flying to other countries, making plans. We've got more attacks on Israel, Hezbollah, Iran, all that great stuff. We're going to look into Russia, Ukraine also, what's going on over there. If you want the most up-to-date stuff, because probably when you're watching this, there's a few things that have happened since I put this video out, then you can always follow me on X or Twitter. I'll put my name handle right here so you can check it out. But let's get into this right now because I know we're all busy and we all have stuff to do, but it's always good to keep track on the status of course, World War III. And we're going to start over here in Russia and Ukraine. As you can see, this is a giant hole in the ground. It's from a ballistic missile in Odessa. Russia had a huge attack against Odessa, sending a lot of missiles over there. This is a massive crater. It says from an Iskander missile. Iskanders can also be nuclear tipped. Of course, this one wasn't, but they're really pounding Odessa really hard right now, at least last night. That's basically in response to what Ukraine did. They did an attack where they tried to take out some port facilities, and also they went after the bridge again. You'll see that in the next post here in a minute. But you can see here, this is a before and after shot of the shipyard. It's the Swivel shipyard, and they did hit it. You can see this is what it looks like, and they also seem to have damaged this ship right here. I can't remember the name of it, but you can see in these photos up here and here the damage to the port. So Ukraine had a successful hit there. And also, if you look at this video here, they tried to go, I'll play the sound even. They tried to go after the Kersch Bridge, essentially with 15 missiles. I think they were the ones from England. They launched those, but they were all intercepted. What Ukraine's doing is they're trying to make a big splash because they're losing attention to the Israel-Middle East war. So they need to make something happen. They were going to try to take this bridge out. They've wanted to take it out forever. They shot 15 missiles at it. They were all intercepted. They fell in the sea. Nothing much happened. They did get the shipyard, but there's a lot of pressure now. NATO, hearing back channels saying, well, maybe Ukraine needs to start thinking about peace talks, and what they can do to end this war. Russia, reason they're attacking Odessa, Russia wants Odessa. They want to cut Ukraine totally off from the Black Sea, and that would mean taking Odessa and the entire southern portion. I know they want that as a minimum. Ukraine doesn't want to give it up, but you're hearing some pressure from Europe and NATO saying, hey, maybe we need to talk about peace because we got much bigger fish to fry down there in the Middle East. So, in my opinion, Zelensky's going to do some rash, bold moves. He's going to have to do it. I think he will to try to get the attention back over there. He needs money. He needs weapons. He needs support from NATO. F-16s have supposedly been smuggled into Ukraine. There's some now. We haven't seen any flying. Russia says they're going to take them out as soon as they see them. So we got that. So maybe they're going to make a big splash with that. But they need to do something. Then people were pointing this out. Everybody's seeing red northern lights in Ukraine. People are thinking, oh, it can't be northern lights. It's too far south. Everybody's coming up with their own ideas of what's going on. Well, I 100% believe it's northern lights. There's a coronal hole in the sun right now. There's a CME impacting this Sunday. And with the pole shift going on in the weakened magnetic field, yeah, you're going to see northern lights, aurora borealis, more and more southern. And they're red because, the magnetic field is weak. And this just kind of proves it. So nothing sinister here. It's just, I think it was an M-class flare, solar flare CME that came and hit us. And that's going on. So don't get into the talk on the internet about, the end's coming because the sky's red. No, it's the northern lights. The pole shift and the sun sending stuff out is an issue. That's a video for another day. But that's what lights what red. You're going to see that out there. But let's move on. We got a lot more to talk about here. So, we had the United States try to do a Minuteman missile test, and it failed. So what's Russia do? Well, Russia says, watch this. And it's kind of like trolling out there, but they launched a ballistic missile, nuclear capable, from a sub, their newest one, and they put that out there to say, look what we can do. Yours failed. Ours worked perfectly. It's a show of strength, show of force. So, the day after the United States failed, Russia does this to show, well, ours works perfectly fine. So we have that taunting going on. And then how's the U.S., I don't know if they respond this way, but, today they sent an Ohio-class submarine. It arrived in, it says U.S. Central Command Area. That means the Middle East. So we sent an Ohio-class sub, biggest sub that the United States has, nuclear capable, of course, and they just parked it in the Mediterranean. So, we're bringing more and more stuff to that area because I think they're fixing for it to leave the borders. The war is going to leave the borders of Israel and Gaza. It's going to spill into Lebanon. Iran's probably going to get involved. And you're going to see that by more escalation here. So remember, this is the aircraft carrier Eisenhower. It was in the Mediterranean. Well, they just pushed it all the way into the Red Sea, and they're going to bring it into the Persian Gulf. They got to go by the Strait of Hormuz. It's a great, nice, fat, juicy target for Iran to hit with their land-to-sea missiles. What do they call that? I think it's land-to-ship, whatever it is, anti-ship missiles. There we go. Can they sink it? I don't know, but it's definitely going to stoke the ire of Iran having this in the Persian Gulf, basically. So that is moving towards the Persian Gulf. So more and more stuff happening there. Let's go to my next story here. Oh, yeah, we have Blinken. Okay, so now we're going to get into the diplomats flying all over the place from all kinds of countries. We're going to talk about that. So we have Blinken here, and he made the unscheduled stop in Baghdad. He was under threats from the insurgency in Baghdad or the resistance fighters in Baghdad saying we're going to kill him if he does. Well, he's fine. He was there for a couple hours and left. But you're seeing this photo everywhere. People are like, oh, he's so brave. He's so strong. Look at how great this is. This is just all theater. I mean, I don't even know if this guy in the background's wearing a vest, but this is a pose shot. It's to make it look strong. It's theater. Yeah, if there was any thought that he was going to get shot out of the sky, he wouldn't have gone at all. He went to do talks. This is just to say we're not afraid. It looks like a movie set because it's a stage photo, in my opinion. So don't read too much into how glorious this is, but he's getting a lot of play of this. You're seeing this a lot, like how strong Blinken is. And then while he was there, he gave this little speech talking about how, when he says don't do it, he's talking to other people. Let's see what he says so you can see if it sounds strong to you guys or not. Let's listen in here.
To threaten our personnel here or anywhere else in the region. Don't do it.
So that's him. Don't do it. Do you think that's scaring off the Iranians or the Iraqi resistance or Hezbollah? I don't think so. That doesn't sound too strong to me. I don't think that's going to scare anybody off. But that's his message going over there is don't do anything. And I think they've already shot some more rockets off at the bases in Iraq and Syria. I don't even know if I have that story, but I think as soon as he left, though, they closed off the green area around the embassy over there and locked it down because there's starting to be protests. People are mad. So not really the show of force I think they thought it would be. Then we have this. This is the response from Blinken being over there. This is, of course, in Arabic. And then I had Google translate it. Basically, if you want to pause and read this, you can. But it basically says the American embassies are the seat of evil and terrorism in the area, and they need to go. We need to close down. In addition, we need to expel all the Americans from military bases, both in Iraq and in Syria. It says peaceful diplomatic solutions have failed, so we have no choice but military solution. So that came out from the Iraqi resistance, which is in western Iraq, which is near Israel. So they put that out almost immediately. And then more diplomats. We have the Hamas leader. He flew to Iran to meet their leader. And it says here that the meeting between Ali Khamenei, the leader of Iran, and Ismail Haniyeh, the leader of Hamas. They met in Tehran. Is this so Hamas gets support for Iran? Is this, probably what they're talking about, what they're going to do next, making plans? I don't know, but they met over there and talked. And then we, of course, I didn't have this in here, but the CIA just went to Israel. The CIA, Director Burns is his name. Yeah, CIA Director Burns just landed in Israel also because, well, whenever the CIA goes somewhere, we know great things happen in response. So expect stuff to happen. We have them over there in Israel. We've got Blinken going over there to Iraq, and they just flew to Turkey as well. That's why this is up. We have Hamas going over to Iran. We got diplomats going anywhere because everybody's making plans for the next stage of the war. And then we have the Turkish president here, and he says that he has cut off all ties with Israel. He cut off ties with Benjamin Netanyahu due to the relentless bombardment of Gaza. This is a quote. It says, Netanyahu is no longer someone we can talk to. We have given up on him. And that goes on here to Turkey's recalling their ambassador to Israel. And he's holding Netanyahu personally responsible for the Gaza atrocities. Like I always said, look for Turkey to join the side of Russia, China, and Iran, basically. You know, they're look for them also want to join BRICS. That'll come up later also. So that's Turkey's stance. And building on this Turkey thing, we had some protest. Let's put this up real quick. Here we go. I don't think we need the sound for this. This is at the American Air Base in Turkey. They had people storming it. The Turkish police had to come out using water cannons there to disperse people. But there's nuclear warheads in Turkey. There were. Did they move them out yet? I don't know. Will they? Will they? Probably. They should. Because what's going to stop Turkey from maybe coming in their third military, which is quite significant, and taking them? This isn't showing too much stability with the American base there in Turkey. Where will they move the nuclear warheads to? Probably in Europe somewhere. Maybe Poland. They'll get them over there. Here's some more. Let's blow this up. Here's some more people protesting at the American, base in Turkey. So the United States is not really being loved there as well. So we have all that going on. Let's move on over here to the next one. Oh, this is a good story here. So we're talking, the nuclear option has been brought up in Israel. Now, it's not being supported by Netanyahu per se, maybe out in the open, but one of the ministers over there, can't remember who it was, I don't know if it's financial or war, defense, one of the ministers, his name is, I'm going to try to say this, Amiyaha Ilahui. I'm not going to pronounce it. Anyway, that minister, he said, oh, we got the noise going on. Hold on here. There we go. Sorry about that. All right, so he basically said that we should use nuclear weapons in Gaza, using talk about bombing Gaza to get rid of Hamas, destroy the tunnels, all that stuff. Now, of course, Netanyahu came out and said that his statements are not based on reality. Israel and the idea for operating in accordance with the highest standards of international law to avoid harming innocents. We're going to continue to do so. This minister's been suspended, I've heard, since then. I've saw some stuff come out about that. So the fact that it was just brought up, though, means people are thinking about it in the Israeli government. And Netanyahu's going to hear this. Maybe he already knows about it. I mean, maybe he knows more than he's leaning out to. But the nuclear option, has come up. So keep your eye on that, because that would definitely be one heck of a game changer if that happened. Then what do we have here? We have Israel. They bombed a car in Lebanon. It was full of civilians. In response, Hezbollah then launched rockets into northern Israel, trying to kill civilians also. Because remember, the Hezbollah leader said, we will kill a civilian for civilian. So they're very upset when this happened. It says here in the bottom, Israel has targeted 2 journalists in Lebanon with a drone. It gives the name, someone and her sister. And there's also 3 kids in the car. They all died. And then in response, we have the town of Kiryat Shimona was under rocket fire from Hezbollah in response. You can see some of the fires going on here. So they did land some rockets. They weren't protected by the Iron Dome. Here you can see they got a minibus. I don't know if there was any casualties, but Hezbollah responded to that civilian attack with a civilian attack of their own. Not cooling down over there. They got the leader of Hezbollah. He's going to do another speech November 3rd. Not November 3rd. This Saturday. What is this Saturday? He's going to give the speech this Saturday, which is November. What the heck is this Saturday? Whatever the Saturday's date is, he's going to give another speech. It was today the 5th, so it's like the 11th he's going to give a speech, I believe. 11th, 12th. Anyway, another speech by the leader. I don't know if he's going to say something more strong, more important, or he's going to waste everybody's hour and a half again, but another speech coming up the end of this week. Whatever day that is, I'll figure it out later. All right, what do we have here? This evening also, we got Tel Aviv's under heavy rocket attack. You can see the rockets going off here in the distance. Iron Dome is not getting them all, like I said, because I think they're running low on ammo. They're trying to gauge which rockets to engage, which ones are most important, and some are landing. And then in response, you have the unprecedented Israeli raids targeting Gaza City after cutting off the communications and internet networks in the entire Gaza Strip area. So no internet over there again, no communication, no cell phone. That's all been cut off. Last time Israel did this, they had a major advancement. We'll see if something else comes like that again in the south, or if it's just more in the north, but they're bombing the heck out of them again. It says unprecedented, but almost every night is unprecedented in the attacks. And that's continuing going on right now. And that basically ends all the stories I have for this video right now. I know it was a lot. I talked fast. Hopefully got it. We can go back and review some of the spots, but there's definitely no slowdown in both the attacks from Israel into Gaza, Hezbollah in the north. Now we got Hamas going to Iran. Are they going to step up and do something? We got the Iraqi resistance. Very mad that Blinken went there, saying they're going to need to get the embassies out, U.S. embassies out. They need to get all the American military bases out of Iraq and Syria. So they've already had rocket attacks in response to that. We got naval power increasing all over, Soviet sub-firing. We have the Ukraine people, Zelensky, trying to resurrect his support from NATO because they're trying to get him to do peace talks because everybody's spread too thin. So a whole bunch of stuff going on. That wraps it up for what I have for you today. Hope you got something out of that. I'm working on the next video in the survival SOP. We're going to talk about water and food and how that gets into SOP and what you should have in that. That'll be coming out soon. Until then, keep your ear to the ground and head on a swivel.